Hi, my name is Yasmine Robles. I am the founder of the Digital Hustle Tribe and am also the owner of Robles Designs, where we create jewel-worthy websites and brands for entrepreneurs who are hell-bent on taking over the world. We do this not just by creating pretty websites, but by adding strategy and the thought process behind the design. And basically we take your site visitors and we turn them into fans. That's what we do. But today, for the Digital Hustle Tribe, I am going to be talking about dealing with loneliness as a business owner, and also as somebody starting up a business, how I've dealt with it, how I'm still dealing with it, and a couple of my tips. But I would love and appreciate if you left a comment on what you do to battle loneliness as a business owner, and how it's been. Was it in the beginning? Did you know it was coming? Did you prepare for it before you launched your business? Are you still in the side gig thing and you're kind of like the in-between phase, and how you're dealing with it? So let me know. But yeah, loneliness, it's incredibly, I googled it, right? I googled it, like loneliness in business, and all these articles came up, and I'm like, I'm not alone. This is crazy. So yeah, you can, when I was doing my side gig thing, and I was networking after work and just trying to meet up with a bunch of people, and I was doing a lot more of the social media networking instead, because I'm at home with 2 kids. I can't go out to every event in town, and it was a bit isolating because you can't really talk to your coworkers about what you're doing. You can't really, like, my husband is great and very supportive, but he doesn't know what I'm doing really. He's very supportive, but he doesn't know. Siblings and stuff like that, they don't really know. They're not in business, so they don't understand. And so it can be a bit isolating in what you and how you feel, and like what you share and what you want to share, what you want to scream out loud, what you want to complain about, and you have no one, or at least that's how it feels. So then I left corporate and I jumped full in, because that's something that I do. I tend to take big risks, medium-sized risks, not big risks. But I took a risk, and now there's also the loneliness that you can't really talk to anyone. But then how much do you share? Do you share about this one client they're awesome, but their project is kind of like stabbing you in the heart, or just things like that. And so how much do you share? Who do you share that with? Do you have a business coach or somebody to share it with, or can you share it with family even though they don't understand? So it's very isolating, and you don't want people to think that you're not doing well in business. It's like this weird facade that you have to keep up, or that you're doing really, really well, but then you kind of don't want to put that in their face. So because I don't know, there's just this weird feeling where you keep everything inside, like the excitement of getting a new client, or the devastation at losing a possible client. They're both things that sometimes we keep inside. So how I deal with it now, and I'm not saying that I deal with it in the best way, but I am very much an introvert. I would much rather do the social media networking than any other type of networking, or it could just be that I'm lazy and don't want to go out. But I make sure that I am involved in as many events as possible. It's hard with 2 kids, and juggling husband's work and my business, but I try to get out as much as I can. And I also have made business friends, which is really weird, but we can talk about things that are happening in our businesses because we have enough trust built up with that. I also have a business coach that I speak with, and so with her, it's like I have to tell her the dollar amount. I have to tell her how much I've made, how much I've lost, if I'm following up with my being the CEO instead of the worker bee goal, and if not, then why, and what am I delegating, and what else can I delegate out to. so I have these people that I can go to and talk to, and then the business buddies I can at least go to and complain about, and they will set me straight and say, well, maybe if you did this, it wouldn't, maybe this is a learning experience. Then and then I also now, even though I think it messes, like he just doesn't understand it, my husband, he will listen, and just sit there and listen to all the ups, all the downs, everything that's going on, and then he's gonna be like, yeah, you got this. So I've got the cheerleader, and it's gonna be fine, you've got this. That's his thing, right? That's his role. So I've got people to go to now that I can just like word vomit on them, and they will help me get my head on straight, if that makes any sense. Yeah, and I go to tons of events. So I actually go to chamber events. I go to, there's local organizations here for business owners, for startup business owners. There's a bunch of events. There's meetups as well. Some of them are in the morning and some of them are during lunch, and then there's in the evening. Again, it depends on my schedule, but I try to make it to a lot of them, especially if they have food. And then another thing that I have started doing, and I get to do more regularly, so again, this is not something that I'm pro at, but going on retreats, quarterly retreats. They're not for just for business owners, although so many are business owners who go on the retreats. But I go to these retreats because it forces me, one, to let go of my phone, because there is usually signal, but not a lot of signal for my phone. And then two, there is Wi-Fi in the cabins and stuff. These cabins are nice, but there's Wi-Fi, but there's so much else to do and so many people to talk to that you don't really, so much wine to drink, that there is not really a time for you to like check your email or hop on Instagram to see what your competition is doing. So I do that, and that's about every quarter. I've gone twice in the last 2 years, I think, but I get to do that more regularly because I feel so much more refreshed coming back, that it's been a really great experience. And if you are interested, let me know. It's with the Beauty Boost. They are here in Columbus, Ohio, and around the Ohio area, but they're amazing. So I've done that. I've done retreats, events. I have my go-to people, but sometimes there's still that creeping of loneliness, especially when all the stress is going on from business. I was selling a house. I was buying. We're downsizing, so we downsized. So we were buying a condo, and all this stuff, and juggling all these things. And my husband works away during the week, during the warmer months. So I recommend, if that's still the case, what works for me is having, like, I call it a journal, but it's mostly like a venting journal. Like whenever I'm really stressed out, I go in there. I feel like 10 pages worth of barely readable handwriting, all about my complaints about life, about kids, about like, I love my kids, but blah, or like, I love my clients, but oh my God. So all that stuff goes in there, and I might burn it someday, but I would recommend, if it's something that you are really like, I cannot write that stuff down. If somebody ever finds it, my career will be over. So what you can do is you can burn it. I'm probably gonna burn it because it's like, I don't think people should be reading that. But you could burn it if you wanted to. You could throw it out, you could shred it. But at least once you're done venting into that journal, you can close it, forget it, just put it away, and you feel so much lighter. You feel like you just confessed all your sins, and you're like, I got this. You know what? It's one step at a time. I've got this. So that's something that I do when I'm really super stressed out, and when no amount of when I don't feel comfortable talking about it, or when I don't have time to sit down with a buddy and talk it out, then in the middle of the night after the kids go to bed, that's what I'm doing. I'm just venting in my journal, and then I hide it, and hopefully we'll burn it someday, or who knows, maybe I'll be a bestseller. But yeah, that's something that I do. So if you have any other ideas on what to do to combat loneliness, let me know. Because business owners can sometimes feel very isolated, and even 2 years in, it's not something that stops happening. It's something that you know when it's coming, but it's not something that stops. And yeah, let me know what you do. As another aside, so I did try to do this whole business thing many years back, and being in a space that has co-working downstairs and I have the office, even if you don't have the office, if you just go co-working, it really helps combat loneliness, because if I go down for a snack break, I can stop and chat with a bunch of people. I can go get coffee, a snack, come back upstairs, feel refreshed, and I put a bit of stairs in there so that I got my little physical activity, and you feel refreshed enough to finish the day. And the people downstairs, at least in this space that I have, really, they're not just asking you, hey, how's it going? They really want to know. Like, they want to see you succeed. And so they're really interested in how you're doing, and making sure that if there's anything that they can do for you, whether that's a referral or just, you know, clapping for a client you just won, or telling you that you go and you got it, girl, then they're the people. So Haven Collective. But yeah, if you have any ideas on what else you can do to combat loneliness, let me know, because I know that sitting in Starbucks sometimes is just because you're surrounded with a bunch of people, you can still feel really lonely starting your business, and you don't really know who to turn to. So let me know. This is just how I do it. Yeah, I'd love to hear. All right, so I will see you in another video, and if there are any topics that you want me to talk about, as I have 2 years of experience in business, I have been through, it's a roller coaster, and I will let you know everything, all of my failures and successes, in order so that you don't make those failures and you succeed even more than I did, or than I will. Yeah, so that's how I combat loneliness in business, and let me know what you think, and if you have any tips.